Hey everybody, Shawn Tubbs here. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Revv Amps G4. This is the second in the G series line of pedals. This one is based on the red channel of the Revv Amps. It's a really super versatile pedal. It's going to give you anything from, I would say, a Marshall JCM 800 to maybe a hot rodded Marshall JCM, all the way over to super high gain modern tones. Let's get right into the controls. On the top of the pedal, the top three controls are standard. You've got bass, middle, and treble, and we'll get into how those sound in the demo. Bottom left is your volume control. That's the overall output of the pedal. Bottom right is your gain control, and it's a really broad sweep of gain that you can get out of that control. Now there's a switch in the center, and that's called the aggression switch. When that switch is in the center, the mode is essentially off. When you put it in the blue mode, which would be in the up position, you're going to get slightly more gain and a bit of different shelving. You're going to get a little bit more low end, maybe just a little more top, and the mids stay relatively the same. Now, if you put that switch in the red mode, which would be the down position, you're going to get even more gain, even more low end, more top end, and maybe slightly less mid, at least to my ears. That's what I heard, but we'll get into that in the demo as well. So without further ado, let's check out this Revv Amps G4. Okay, let's get into some sounds. I'm going to use my Suhr Classic Pro Strat single hum guitar into my Suhr Bella amplifier, basically a Fender thing going there. Here's just the guitar into the amp. Styled pretty clean. Here's the G4. Now right now I have the aggression switch in the center, which is giving me kind of a Marshall JCM 800, maybe hot rodded type of voice. And I really liked that, especially with this guitar for one of the rhythm passes in that opening song. It just sounded really fat. Let me go ahead and turn the gain all the way up. So if you want, you can run the gain really low. and hit the front end of your amp harder. But I think this box really shines using it as more of a dirt box or a gain box. So let's listen to the bass, mid, and treb just real quick. Now the treble can get pretty bright, almost strident, but it also gets warm. So here's the treble off. Here's the treble at 12. And here's the treble all the way up. Sorry, it's going to be bright. Now we'll do the same thing with the mids. The mids are really fat. I'll go ahead and shut them off. 12 o'clock. And then all the way up. Hear how fat that got? I really liked that, especially for solo sounds in that performance piece I did. Let's check out the bass. The bass is really big and full on this. So here's bass off. 12 o'clock. All the way up. Definitely adds that 4x12 tonality as you crank it all the way up, and it doesn't get out of control. It's pretty big sounding. So as I had mentioned, we are in the middle aggression switch mode. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to the blue aggression mode, and you're going to hear a little bit more gain, and then the overall kind of structure or shelf of the EQ is going to change. So right away, more gain, more lows, maybe a little bit more high, and the mids maybe backed off a little. So we'll go back to the middle position on the aggression. To the blue. Now I'll go from the blue to the red aggression, and it'll change once more in the type of shelving of the frequencies and the amount of gain. So more gain, definitely more top end kind of sear. So you can hear that this is a really versatile pedal. It can go from very aggressive. I would say if you're kind of a more of a gent player, it's going to suit you well. If you're more of a straight metal player or country player, hard rock player, blues player, all the tones are in there. So if you've got any further questions, go to the site. And as always, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you next time.